Hey, welcome back to Mike's Italian Grand Adventure. This is my buddy Kuba. He drove here from Prague. Say hi, Kuba.
Hi, Kuba.
So I'm leaving Sasha my motorcycle here. She's in the garage with Kuba's car. And we just did a little bit of measuring this morning. Kuba brought a laser measuring device, so we were able to measure every room in the whole house, which is incredible. So now I have dimensions. We did diagonals as well, because a lot of the rooms are like, not square necessarily. They're kind of like trapezoidal. So yeah, they're pretty interesting. But so now, obviously, as you guys well know, I'm officially a homeowner of an Italian house. Here we go. All right, so I gotta tell you, so Friday was the closing. Saturday I came back here to the house, and man, I was just, overwhelmed, of course. But I went up on the roof and I sat and looked at the view, and it was a crystal clear day. You could see the Alps and the snow-topped peaks all the way, like 180 degrees, then the Apennine Mountains to the south, and just absolutely spectacular view. It's overcast today, unfortunately, otherwise I would take you up there. But yeah, so I came here, I sat in the town square, just kind of processing, thinking about everything that, what this means now for me. It's something I've been thinking about doing for, 15, 20 years or something, and all of a sudden now it's a reality. But then the reality is the project. So I kind of sat on the town square for a while, and then just kind of took in the view. And it was a Saturday, so there are tons of like motorcyclists and bicyclists that come to this town. And there's a great restaurant right there, and it was really, lots of people out and about and vibrant. So I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna go look at the house some more. So I went up to the roof like I mentioned, and then I thought, I'm gonna try and get this front door open, because I was using the garage for the main entrance. So you just open the garage door and walk in, but this door is like two doors. It's two layers. Like, this is an exterior door, and then it's got these glass doors on the inside, and it's like kind of like an opening vestibule, so it's got glass out there, kind of an insulated area. But this area was just full of 10 years of spider webs. It was it was disgusting, and I couldn't get these inner doors open. They were like stuck, and so I didn't know if they'd swelled up and didn't fit. And I realized that the flooring was kind of in the way. There was some kind of vinyl flooring on there. So I picked it up and started peeling it back, and lo and behold, I saw these floors. So if you remember, the floor on the living room on the first floor has this same tile pattern. So this whole entranceway, I think, has that original flooring in there. So this was the nasty, just vinyl crap that was over the top of it. And so I'm hoping that these floors can be kind of polished up and maybe somehow restored. How great would that be? So, that was kind of the first positive, thing that I saw. It really kind of got me excited a little bit. And then I was able to figure out how these doors work. They've got these big angle bars, big steel bars that are bolted on there for support, so you could close these and lock them from the inside and go out the garage doors. So I was able to get these doors opened up and bring some natural light into this room. And it's a really cool room. So it's got those typical kind of domed ceilings, if you look, and they're curved. So if you look along the wall, you can kind of see how it's curved here, and then the ceilings are arched. And so I'll show you some pictures here. This is a room I rented, an apartment I rented here in town when I was here with Rick a couple weeks ago. And they did this thing that a lot of people do here. So what they do is they remove the plaster from the ceiling. So up about, 6 feet up, they'll cut the plaster and then they remove all that and they show the exposed brick, which creates this, arched ceiling. And every room in this entire house is like that. So there's like 12 rooms, 12 or 13 rooms with the curved ceiling, with the exception of the one room up on the 3rd floor, the attic floor, that just has a flat ceiling. But I'm going to talk about that in a minute because Kuba came up with a great idea for that. So, so I've been thinking that would be a really nice feature, but there's a lot of rooms and it's quite expensive. But I've already met like 3 or 4 different people here that do construction, and I might be able to get one of them to do it. So I think I mentioned to you guys Martin. He's from San Diego and bought a place in just a neighboring town, rides motorcycles also. So I've met him a couple of times on this trip, and he introduced me to his neighbors. They were having a party that weekend. Later that Saturday, I went over there actually and met them. And then actually it was Sunday, I think it was the next day. But there are 2 guys in that town that do remodeling and have worked on another couple. So there's a couple from Chicago in that same town, Martin's neighbors, that bought a place and lived there for a holiday home. And they had these 2 guys, Italian guys from this town, do a bunch of remodeling for them, and I guess they were awesome. So those 2 guys were definitely a possibility. Then I met the woman who works for that company called Clean B&B that does short-term management for short-term rentals, takes care of kind of everything. She came here and walked through the house, and I warned her ahead of time that it's not ready, it won't be for a while, but she wanted to see it because she had recently moved to this region with her husband and 2 kids, and they had remodeled the house. So I think she was kind of curious to see what it looked like. So Christina and I walked through the whole house, and she was really cool. And her husband does construction, mostly like new home construction, but he does remodeling as well. So there's another person who could possibly do this. And then third is Paolo, the guy who owns these apartments that I've rented. So Kuba and I also rented one of his apartments, not the same one that Rick and I stayed in. And that's the one that has these ceilings that have been restored with the brick exposed that I showed earlier. Here they are again. And Paolo stopped by and chatted with us yesterday while we were having a beer on the town square here. And we started talking, and he said, hey, listen, if you need any help with anything, or if you want me to manage your property, if you want to rent it out, I can do that. And I said, hey, did you do those exposed ceilings in your place that we rented before? And he said, yeah, I've got a guy here in town, Silvio, that does that. He's really great. He works by himself, but he did all of that. And I said, man, I would love it if maybe he could help me. So sure enough, later, Paolo texted me and said, hey, here's Silvio's contact information. See if you chat with him, see if he's interested. I guess he speaks some English, speaks some Spanish. He's Italian. So we should be able to communicate. And so there you go. Already I've been here 2 days, 3 days, and already 3 different people that could potentially help me do some work on this place. So I was thinking about it this morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to try to do all 13 rooms right away. But what if I did this entranceway, which would be super cool? You come in the front door, you see that, the exposed brick, and then I could have him do the 3 main rooms on the first floor. So let's just walk up there now. So there would be, a bedroom, living room, and a kitchen on the 2nd floor here that I want to do, that I think I'm going to live in. So if I had him do those, how cool would that be? So it'd be 4 rooms, the entranceway and these 4, and I think that would be something that would be reasonably priced. So this is the room that would be the kitchen on this first floor. So it already has a sink here, it's hooked up to water, and then along that wall behind me, could do like, cabinets and counters and appliances and stuff. And it's a relatively small room, but you could put a nice little table here in front of the window, just behind me. So that would be great. But with the brick exposed, it's such a cool look and just texture. It's incredible. So this room also, this would be the living room. You can see it has the same, well, here you can see the curve on the wall behind me, the big arc. So that's the shape of the ceiling. So you can just see how it curves. So all these ceilings here are brick. And man, it's really cool when you see the brickwork, how they did this square area where they built out where the windows are. Maybe this one you can see a little bit better above the door. But if you look up here, they do a really, really cool detail. And when the bricks expose, you can see all that, how they built it. So, and then this room over here would be the bedroom. Nice big room, nice light, and it's got the balcony, and the living room also has the balcony in front. So this is over the main entrance. So, you know, already the wheels are turning, you know, and you can see the ceiling up here behind me, how it curves, and that's how the whole ceiling is in this room. And then again, around these windows, you can see the detail work they did, where they boxed them out. And then this one across here, the main one out to the balcony too. So yeah, you know, cut across the top, you know, up here at whatever, 6 feet, and then cut it across, have a nice clean plaster, and then the exposed brick. So, you know, already the wheels are turning. So I was thinking, Paulo, who rents his apartments, he said, hey, if you're interested in renting out one of my apartments long-term, I can cut you a really good deal. So that's incredible. And it's literally a 4-minute walk from here. I mean, it's right on the other side of the town square. So it's a really nice apartment. It's got 2 bedrooms, so if any guests wanted to come while I'm here, they could stay. And then I'd be really close to be here working on it, getting this thing cleaned up, getting worked on it. And if I could get this floor fully functional, man, I could just move in and then work on the second floor, you know, at a slower pace or over time. And, you know, it just makes the whole idea more, you know, not so overwhelming. You know, it's not like this huge, you know, daunting project. It's like a little bit smaller bite of it. But if I got it fixed up, it would be a really nice, you know, it'd be like half of the project really, maybe half or a little bit less. But so yeah, you know, all these things are kind of calming me and getting me a little excited. Getting the front door worked on, got the locks changed also yesterday, and then seeing that floor downstairs. And I think, yeah, here you go. So you can see the flooring in this room. So that's that flooring that's in the entranceway, I believe. You can see really, really, really super cool, unique flooring. So it comes all the way through this room, which would be the living room up here. So yeah, you know, just little tiny bits of progress, and it gave me a little bit of you know, inspiration. So the one last thing I wanted to talk about here is Kuba had an awesome idea. We were up on the rooftop, and right now there's like a little rickety old ladder from the attic going into through a little hatch to the roof, and it's super sketchy, and you have to go into the attic to get there. So what Kuba suggested, so this is at the top floor now, and right here behind me, this is the little hatch into the attic. And then there's this room here, which is a fully, like a finished room. And like I said, this is, let's see if I can open a window in here. This is one that has a flat ceiling and just single pane windows. So yeah, okay, here you can see once the shutters are open. So just a flat ceiling. But what Kuba noticed, this ceiling is the bottom side of the rooftop patio, that section that had the corrugated material over it. So he's like, why don't you put a spiral staircase from that room up there and, you know, reclaim that whole patio instead of using that little access hatch. I'll show you that again too. So this is the attic, and you can see it's kind of got a little door to come in here, and it's dirty and, you know, kind of open. It's not conditioned space. Nothing's cleaned up, but this is the access up to the attic, up this rickety old ladder, and then you go through that little door and you get out onto the roof. So, you know, this isn't, I mean, obviously you could replace the ladder, or Kuba was offering to build a nice steel staircase here, but again, you got to come into this room, and then this whole thing, it's just kind of rickety. So to be able to do it from that other room would be really incredible. So in fact, why don't we go up here right now? It's kind of cloudy today, so you can't see the Alps from here, but you can get a view of the hillside. And just get a look out here again. All right, so here you are. So there you can see the hillside out there. So the Alps are just right up here. I mean, when I was here on Saturday, it was just spectacular. But once again, the rooftops of the town, and then there's the church. Really cool. But so this is the skylight that's above the staircase all the way up. You can see it from below. And this is the current patio right here, just kind of around the skylight. And then this is the hatch going down and the rickety stair. But this, under this corrugated stuff, this is the roof of that room we were just in. And all this on the original plans from the city is considered the terrace up here. So remove all this, make sure the roof is sealed, and then have a spiral staircase kind of come up maybe in this area, which would be kind of just inside the door. And then, of course, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, why don't we put a little sitting room in there? A couch, a couple chairs. And then, of course, you have to have a bar, because when you come up here, you're going to want to have a cocktail. Open a bottle of wine, have a nice little bar, mix yourself a Aperol Spritz or a Negroni, and come up here and sit on the chairs and enjoy the view. Read a book, whatever, So really great idea. This is why it's great to have good friends that are creative and are excited about the project as well. So that's Kuba's. I'm giving him full credit for that one. That was a great idea. But everything else is just kind of. I was thinking I could have definitely started some of the projects. Tried to get some people lined up to start working on it while I'm gone before I come back in the spring. And I thought, you know what? There's been enough going on. I got other things going on. I'm just going to let things sit, kind of think about it, and I can start planning remotely. I did leave a set of keys with Paula, so if it gets to the point where someone can start some work, I could do that remotely too and get them going. So that might very well be something that I do. But for right now, I'm just content to just kind of, let things soak in and and then get excited about it. But now we have all the measurements too, so I can measure up a kitchen. And get that even ordered or get it ready to go. So when I come here, it's ready. So there's a lot I can do from the United States, from back home, remotely or wherever I happen to be. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Anyway, so I hope you hear in my voice a little bit more excitement than the past couple of times before closing. I was really, overwhelmed, of course, just kind of in shock. But and then after the closing, I was in shock. I was like, oh man, it actually happened. Wow, I'm actually officially an Italian homeowner. So thank you for all your congratulations and everything. I really appreciate that. And you guys, all your support along the way, you've been incredible. So without you guys, it would have been a very different experience. So I've really appreciated it. And as always, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Click on my little face, I think down in this corner. This corner, one of the corners. And subscribe. Click on the little bell to get notifications when I upload a new video, usually every week. Actually, I think I might be taking some time off because there's not going to be a lot to report, I don't think, during the next few months. So I might be doing videos once every 2 weeks or once a month or something for a little while. But click on that bell so you get notifications when I do post a new video. There's the chime from the church bell. So again, thanks so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. Man, the journey is continuing, and now it's just a different phase of it, but it's really super exciting. So thanks again, and stay tuned.